today I'm going to make some grilled avocados. I'm excited about this because I haven't had avocado warm before. Only just room temperature, guacamole. I love it just with like eating it plain with just crackers or on toast. Anyways, I haven't tried this before, so I'm really excited. Now, first, you want to know, like, what is the perfectly ripe avocado? When do you want to eat these avocados? Because if you don't know, I imagine there's been a lot of people, you go to the store, you buy one, you cut into it, and you're like, what is this, right? So a good way to know is it's got to have some, okay, my nails are awful. I need a manicure. Just joking, I don't get manicures. I need to do them. Anyway, okay, so you want it to have some give. Like if it has a bit of like pressure, see, it almost left an indent. Anyway, if it's firm, just put it in your cupboard. Doesn't mean you can't buy them when they're firm. Doesn't mean that you can't eat them ever or that they're bad. You just put them in your cupboard or put them on your counter. If you set it beside a banana overnight, that's a trick. It will ripen almost by the next day. So that's cool. So yeah, so you want to have some give to it when you push on it. And then also another trick is, if you're in the store, you can do this. And you just take this little stem here. If it comes out like really easy, it's done. It's ripe. It's perfect. So let's check the other ones. They're all good. I know they're good. This one doesn't seem to have one. Somebody ordered this one at the store. So, okay. Now, what I want to do is show you how to cut them. No, one sec. Okay, so my barbecue is preheating. You never want to, like, I do this sometimes because I'm careful, but you never want to do this because it's unsafe. But, so I'll show you how to do it proper. You take it, you want to slice it lengthwise. And just trying to do this here. There we go. There's a pit in the middle, right? You just want to let it ride along the knife until you meet your start point. And twist it, open it, and if it's perfectly ripe, it should come right off. And also, a lot of people you'll see, you can go like this with the butt of a knife. Well, that didn't work. Okay, in the middle. Give it a twist and it will release. And then you just, at this point, just put pressure on the side of your knife and it should pop right off. There we go. Now, another trick is to, again, I'm going to do 3 avocados, so I'll have 6 halves. Whoops, that was kind of sloppy. Anyway, if it's ripe, you'll know too, because if you just push it, it falls out. So that's kind of cool too. Now, did I do this guy? Oh yeah. Twist and squeeze, and it comes out. Now, one sec. Okay, so little disclaimer here. I can't take credit for this recipe because, well, first of all, it's not much of a recipe, but I didn't really think of it myself. But I was talking to a friend the other day and asked if they'd ever had avocado warm before, and they said, oh yeah, they put it on the barbecue and then they fill it with goat cheese, and I was like, oh, I have goat cheese. So, and perfectly ripe avocados. So that's, anyways, I just don't want to be like, oh yeah, it's my best idea ever, because it's not my idea. But I am going to do my own twist on this, so it'll be fun. I'm going to go out to the barbecue. I'm going to get some grill marks, the flesh side down, and then I will put it on the top rack, put some goat cheese, let it get all melted, and then I have some of this mix of nicely chopped peppers and red onion, cucumber, a little bit of tomato. Anyway, that thumbnail is awful. Anyway, okay, and I also have this balsamic emulsion, which is like, you want to take your classic vinaigrette. So in this case, I took it in my my blender here. One sec. This guy. I just like take this guy, 50-50 balsamic vinegar and olive oil, canola oil. I put a clove of garlic in here, a little tiny chunk of not even chopped up red onion, and salt and pepper, a little bit of honey. You can use a bit of sugar or whatever, just to sort of, it just balances it, right? And I put some parsley in too, just because I like the flecks of green throughout it. Anyways, when you put this lid on and you buzz it, it's not, I mean, I suppose it's like a vinaigrette, but it's an emulsion. It comes together and it's really quite creamy. Anyway, can you see that? So it's super good. And it looks like a really weird, funny color. Like it's not appetizing, but that's okay. Now what I'm gonna do is put it on my chopped up little vegetables. And just give it a stir. So then while I'm grilling the avocados, I'm also making steak tonight. While I'm grilling everything, this will come together nicely. Just sort of like marinate for, I don't know, whatever, half an hour. And it'll be really nice to put on top of my avocados after with the goat cheese, and it'll add some nice crunch and freshness. And yeah, anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop this. Another thing I was going to say too is with these avocado pits, you can grow them. I think it's fun to do. I've done it a few times. I don't seem to be able to keep them alive, but anyways, and one time, okay, you can either do the thing with the toothpicks on the side and germinate it in water, a glass of water. One time I just put it in a pot with soil. I actually forgot about it. And then a few months later I looked and it was like sprouted up this tall. It just comes up as a one big stick sort of. And then it grows, and when it grows it really like, it does its thing. It's cool. It's got like different colors like orange and yellow and green. Anyway, do it for fun. Do it with your kids or do it by yourself, whatever. Anyway, I was just going to say that. Okay, so it's really hard to see out here, but my grill is super hot. It's perfect. Gonna put the steaks on. And because I seasoned the other side, now is when I can season this side, now that it's seasoned side down. And I'll do the pepper too once I got two hands again. And like I also said, I'm going to grill some steaks tonight with these avocados. You can add potatoes, you can do some pasta on the side or whatever, but I'm just going to do steak and these grilled avocados tonight. I picked up some of these top sirloin from the grocery store. Now check it out. There's not very much marbling with the fat. There's a little bit there. There's somewhere on the edges. Beef is expensive these days, so I kind of chose the top sirloin because it's a good option for like for your back. There was some ribeyes there. Expensive though. Tasty. But then, I mean, I'm not a big like fat person anyways, so I mean like, okay, eating the fat, and fat is flavor though, so it's delicious, but my body can't handle too much of it. So anyways, this is a great option for me, these top sirloins. And wherever I've worked before, that's always what I brought in, top sirloins. Yeah, would I wish it was a ribeye or a strip loin? For sure. But it's a good option anyways. When you're at the store, don't buy those marinating steaks if you're going to try to barbecue them. A top sirloin anyway is a good choice for the price, and it's readily available. So anyways, that was that. But my other trick too is you can take a bit of olive oil, and no, it's not going to penetrate through the meat, right? But before you grill it, just do a bit of drizzle, and it'll add some flavor and some fat to it. And also another thing when you're grilling steak or any kind of meat. There's this sort of debate in the culinary world. Do you salt the steak right before? Do you salt it, let it sit for a bit? Well, everybody knows that salt does draw out moisture in products, right? Whether it's vegetables or meat. So now my thing, I'm a firm believer in this, is you just salt right before you're gonna grill. Absolutely salt it. I mean, no more than 5-10 minutes, right, before you're gonna hit it with the flame there. So that's good. And just some pepper, salt and pepper. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm also making a compound butter though, and that's another trick. If you have a lean cut meat, you make a compound butter for these steaks. Super good. It's like a lot of restaurants do it, the fancier ones anyways. And I am a big fan of putting butter on my steak right before you serve it. So we'll make a quick compound butter. I have some salted butter here. I'm going to add just a little bit more salt because yes, the butter is salted already. But salt is a flavor enhancer. So a little bit more, just a little bit more. And that beef can handle the salt, right? So a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt. Make sure it's at room temperature, this butter, because it'll be impossible to mix it. You could put it in the microwave for whatever, 30 seconds and you'll be fine, if that's not the case. So pepper again. And I have some chopped up parsley and garlic, fresh garlic. If you have powdered garlic and that's all you have, go ahead with the powdered garlic. And I also have some chili flakes. Now, if you want to omit this, omit it. If you want to use cayenne pepper or, honestly, you can use any herb and spice in this compound butter. I'm making a super simple one today because the kids are going to eat it too. So we're just going to keep it nice and fresh. But anyways, rambling. Okay. So I'm mixing up this butter. I'll mix it up better off camera. But you get the idea. So you mix it all up and then you grill off your steaks. And then after you let your steaks rest for 20 minutes with foil on top, then they should still be warm. And you put a little chunk of butter on and let it melt. And it kind of makes its own sauce with the steak and replaces the fat that you're lacking maybe in your poorly marbled meat. So anyways, my favorite way to cook steak for sure, and to serve it with this compound butter. Okay, now I'm going to do the avocados. Flesh side down. I don't like the way this one's... Here, hold on. Gotta do this. Okay. I ate that piece. Super good. Now, I want to get some grill marks on here. I have never done this before, so I don't know why I'm using tongs. I don't need tongs right now. Hands are the, what do they call it? Chef's best tool. It's true though. Super true. I don't even know how long to do these halves down. Oh, a little bit longer. I should have showed you. Anyways, the steaks, you don't want to touch them too much when they're on the grill. Just let them do their thing for a minute. Give it a quarter turn. And depending on how you like your steak done, right? I like mine a medium rare. Give it another second there. Another trick, I think I've talked about this before. If your meat sticks when you're trying to pinch it with the tongs and give it a turn or flip it, if it sticks, it's not ready to be touched. Just leave it alone. That is a trick. So this guy, I don't know, I think it could be a little bit longer, but what I'll do is I'll give it a quarter turn and whoops, ouch, getting hot. Yeah, I need tongs now. And okay, here, let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is, whoops. These tongs are kind of crappy too. Now, I think the camera skills are pretty, whoopsies, awful right now. I'm going to let them go for just another minute, and then I'm going to put them face set up on the top rack, and I will fill them with goat cheese. And then those are done, pretty much, I think. Like I said, I don't even know, but hopefully it's good. Okay, I'm going to give these steaks a quarter turn. Oh, they're sticking. All right. I'll let these go for, I don't know, honestly. I just have no idea. Oh. Gotta phone a friend. Look at the color, how it's turning, interesting, how they're turning green again from the heat. I don't know. There is some sort of science behind that, but I don't know what it is. These are ready to flip. Oh, I got some avocado on my tongue. That's okay. Beautiful. And these are on the top rack ready for the goat cheese, I think. I'm also salting the avocados a bit, just because I want to. Okay, so I crumbled on the goat cheese. I love goat cheese. If you don't like goat cheese, use feta cheese, use blue cheese, use a mozzarella. I don't care. Use your favorite cheese, but I think goat cheese will be delicious here. You could use a cream cheese, I guess, if you wanted. Did I say that? Anyway, I'm just going to close the lid and see what happens. I'm taking the steaks off now. They feel actually a little bit firmer than I would like, but that's okay. Got a bit distracted there. These, I think I want to melt the cheese just a little bit longer, so I'll close the lid for another 2 minutes. Okay, so the steaks are done. They look great. I just have a piece of foil here. Put it shiny side down. It doesn't have to be fully like, you know, pinched sort of around the edges. It's just, you're just tinting it. So it will allow the juices and the steak to redistribute as you let it sit for a bit. At least let it sit for 10 minutes. 20 minutes is sort of ideal. Anyways, I'm gonna let this sit. It'll still be warm from the tin foil. There's also that carryover cook time, right? So remember that when you're gonna take your meat out of the oven or off the grill, keep that in mind, because it does go about 5-ish degrees higher as it's sitting here, and the temperature is just sort of, anyway. Okay, and then I have this compound butter, don't forget that. But we'll put that on in about at least 10 minutes. I'm gonna wait. Okay, and these guys look great now too. I'm excited to try these. The cheese is kind of just starting to like get golden a bit. So I'm gonna take these off, and then we'll finish topping them with the garnish too. Okay, so I have the little diced up veggies marinating in the balsamic emulsion that I made. If you wanted to skip this step, apparently just drizzling it with balsamic vinegar and olive oil. Actually, the avocados are probably fatty enough, but who doesn't love olive oil? So this looks so good. Let's see here. It's so pretty. You could take some of the juice and just like kind of drizzle it around. And if you had some, oh, you should, there we go. That looks so pretty. Okay, one sec. If you have some greenery, like green onions or I don't know, whatever. Anyways, this is just some parsley I'm just ripping. And I'm just gonna rip it on top, and it just adds that sort of punch, green punch, and a little zing factor. Anyway, have a look. That was a bad angle. I think it's gonna be really good. I guess we'll see. I should try one. Here, one sec. Okay. Oh yeah, it's so soft now. Okay. Grab one of these. Actually, you know what? I'll make you wait until the steak is done. One sec. Okay, so the steak is rested now. I just have a little bit of my compound butter, about a teaspoon. You're gonna put about a teaspoon on each steak, and you will just let it sit there and do its thing. It's gonna melt, and it's gonna mix with all the steak juices on top. You can just serve it on a plate just like this, and it will melt as it's being served. So, let's see here. I don't want a huge one. So, I'm going to take this. I'm going to melt it around. And I know it looks crazy, just eating straight butter. But fat in moderation is okay. Promise. Okay, it's gonna be so good. Let's try it. I don't have my steak knife yet, but okay. Let's see how it is. It's like a medium, but it is damn good. Now, what I really want to try is this avocado, because I've never tried it before. Is it hot? It's pretty warm. Okay. Okay, it's really good. It's still nice and creamy, and the warmth is totally different. It almost becomes a different product when it's cooked. It's still creamy though, and the richness from the avocado goes really well with the tanginess of the goat cheese, which is also creamy though, so both of the textures go well together. And then the crunch of the veggies on top, the fresh veggies, and they're cold, and the avocado is warm. So it's a nice little balance there anyways. And then the balsamic vinaigrette is, it's a nice little, it sort of cuts through the richness too. So that was fun. Okay, I want to bite with more goat cheese in it. It's really good. Try it. I would love to try it with blue cheese. I like blue cheese. It's tasty. Anyway, okay, I'm out of here. So see you next time.